just go in the bathroom, you and me, and then come out with a baby.
Oh my gosh, guys, the power in the hospital just went out.
Merryn's birth story was kind of a whirlwind.
I still remember who we are as we stare into the sun. Can't believe we've come so far. Where we are, I still remember who we are. Now these days have come and gone. We gave it everything we got. Where we are, I still remember.
Okay, you guys, so Merryn's birth story was kind of a whirlwind, to say the least. If you are new here, you can go back and watch through our whole pregnancy. But if you've been with us that whole time, you guys know, like, there was so much uncertainty, so much change of plans, different cases throughout it where we were worried for her health and well-being, and for my health and well-being, and it just kind of threw everything up in the air. In all honesty, the day that she was born, I wasn't sure if she was coming that day or not. I wasn't sure if I was still going to need to schedule an induction or not. But then it all happened so fast that we barely got to capture it. Like, it was just crazy. It went from normal day to baby in our arms, like, in the blink of an eye. So take a peek at how Merryn's birthday, the day before, I guess, started out. Good morning, everyone. My throat still is sore and I'm coughing, but I feel a little bit better. We are at the chiropractor's office for take number 3 on an adjustment. Did I ever tell them? Crunch number 3. She's gonna crunch me again, probably. She said that she's glad I didn't go into labor that first night, and she didn't want to say anything at my appointment because she didn't want to worry me. But like, I was really twisted, like my pelvis was super twisted, and she was kind of worried it would be really difficult on me. So that's crazy and cool. And then it was a little better yesterday. Today, we'll see if this could do it. I definitely know the baby is lower for sure. Position, like everything's totally different and changed, and it feels different when I have contractions. They feel different. So maybe a little bit more work, and then maybe smelling some jasmine and getting some contractions regular, and maybe we'll have a baby. Home from the chiropractor. It's funny because I could tell, like, when she's adjusting and pushing down on my pelvis, like I could feel a difference on the 2 different sides. She said it was still like a little bit off, but like so much better. And then she said, I think it'll be today. And I'm like, I hope you're right, because I really don't feel like going to an appointment tomorrow. It's been kind of a whirlwind of a pregnancy. I feel like I've dealt with hyperemesis and being really morning sick in the beginning. I've dealt with, you know, low iron and iron infusions, and then having to switch practices twice. It's been kind of crazy. But here we are, close to the end, hopefully. I can't go on that much longer because at some point they will want to induce me no matter what, and at some point I will agree to that. Anyway, you can watch the whole backstory in our vlogs, and then hopefully that answers any questions you guys might have. I know it's hard to like kind of keep track of what's going on. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So today I am just planning this as if this baby's coming tonight. Okay, so literally from that point, our day was filled with just normal stuff. I just was trying to get some things done around the house. We built bunk beds for 2 of our girls. I got the car seat ready. I got our bags packed. I think I took the longest to do that because I was just kind of spacing out. I was having some contractions. But I wasn't really sure it was going to result in labor because they were very inconsistent. They were kind of spaced out, but they did feel way different. There was a whole lot more pressure during these. So after having 5 kids already, after myself reading a lot and learning a lot about birth, and just having a really deep interest in that, there's a lot I know about my own body. I'm trying to think of the way to say this that won't weird anybody out, but I know how to find my cervix, and I wanted to just see if I was dilated at all because I hadn't been checked. And so I could definitely tell that I was several centimeters dilated. And then, like I said, with the contractions, I figured, you know what, if nothing else, we can go to the hospital. I'm sure that they will be like, okay, I usually am like 4 to 6 centimeters before like labor has kicked in before. So I figured they would at least admit me for that, or say, okay, let's break your water. Like, one of those two things I thought is gonna happen. I bet if we go, like, we'll be able to just stay, especially because our doctor had been talking about induction already. I figured that he would be on board with, all right, you're here, like, let's just have a baby, whatever. So it was important to me to make sure we got all of our girls in bed. So we laid them all down, got them all asleep, and then headed out the door to the hospital. Okay, first and foremost, before anybody comments and says anything, because I know you're going to, because we've been through this before, I'm driving because I get really car sick, and it just, yeah, I can't hang in the passenger seat. Secondly, I'm in labor, I'm not dying, so it's okay. It's okay, everyone, calm down. In other news, we're gonna have a baby. It's baby time, I think. Either late tonight or in the wee hours of the morning, I think this baby is going to make his or her arrival finally. Dinner time. We did not eat dinner. It's 8:30. It's a little late for dinner. But I am not trying to have a baby without eating something.
This is taking a while.
If we have a baby in BurgerFi, will they give us free BurgerFi for life? Because maybe I should get out and go in there.
So just go in the bathroom, you and me, and then come out with the baby? Done.
What is taking them so long to answer?
I don't know.
Is that the after hours, like?
Yeah. That's the number to call whenever it's after hours.
If doctor on call is not available for any reason, please head to the hospital, but continue to call the after hours line to inform your doctor you're on your way.
Guess we'll just head to the hospital.
I have a highway birth, and it's gonna be even more okay. Is for baby to be put right on my chest, like, I mean, as far as it will reach, but obviously they'll have to do that if they're delaying cord clamping. But I want them to wait probably at least an hour, like to do the weight and stuff like that. Oh, the baby's coming! Ah! How's that, you guys? Is that like on par for TV and how they do things? I feel like it always looks really crazy, like birth on TV, you know?
It's probably scary for like
Most people
to watch
Oh yeah,
and only have their first baby. Hello?
Is there Miss Merryn?
Yes.
Hey, it's the call center. I just spoke with Dr. Brandon, and I just know that you guys are on the way to the hospital. I guess he'll meet you there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye. I'm at your beck and call.
I have to pee and I'm having a contraction. I don't want to stand up and walk. I will pee myself. There is a, hello everyone, this is Danielle in labor. I don't deal well with pain. I mean, I deal well with it, but it usually just involves a lot of like me laughing and trying to avoid it. So, you gotta get that back.
Which one?
With the spots.
Okay.
That one comes in now, and the diffuser will come in as soon as they can put us in a room. They gotta do all the triaging first. Hopefully they're like, oh yeah, you're like 6 or 7 centimeters, so they'll say that, I know. That's okay. Okay, here we are. We've had 2 of our babies here. We've had 2 of our babies here.
This will be the third.
I'm okay with having another one. The thing I like most about this place is it's really close to Whole Foods. I'm not kidding, I really like it because you can get a smoothie, coffee, or yummy treats. Okay, so once we got in touch with the doctor over the phone, they said just head to the hospital. The doctor's gonna meet you there. But of course they don't like just check you in and like you're not there to stay right away. You go into a room for triage where they monitor everything, monitor contractions. They'll check your cervix when you get there, and then again after like an hour or 2 hours to see if you're progressing. Usually if you're not progressing past a certain point, if your water's not broken or anything like that, then they'll send you home. They'll tell you to come back if any of these things change. So that was my biggest fear, was like, actually, you know what, at the time it wasn't even on my mind because I was so sure that I was at least 6, that like, I've done this before, I know what labor feels like. 100% I wasn't going home. So that's what was going through my mind when we walked in.
Well, we are here and Danielle is getting changed, going to the bathroom, and then we're supposed to see a doctor here shortly, so we'll hope things are progressing. They're gonna monitor for a little bit and then let her get up and walk around. They said she's a 4 right now, but that the baby's like engaged, and I don't even know what that means, but it's
0. Did she say 0 or -1?
0. I don't know what that means either.
Okay, so I got a little emotional at this part because I wasn't sure what was happening anymore. Like, was I gonna have to go home? To me, the thought of going back home and having to do that all again with the kids and the, you know, the plan and the schedule, like, oh, it just like had me anxious and upset. Yeah, I was ready and in the mindset of, okay, we're gonna have a baby. I was also fearful because my contractions were hurting worse than they did. Like with Everly, I made it to 10 centimeters without, it sounds crazy, you can watch the video, but legit, like, they were no different than my 4 centimeter contractions. Like, they, until my water broke, I was not in significant pain. Here, they hurt. Like, they felt like, surely I'm like an 8 or a 9. Like, what? Like, surely I'm in transition, whatever. And then I was not changing and not 4 centimeters. So typically they would send you home, but they decided to call the doctor and see what he wanted to do.
All right, so they moved us to a room. They called our doctor and he said, just let us stay here and he's gonna be here in the morning and then possibly break her water. So we're just gonna try to rest tonight and then we'll pick it back up in the morning and I guess we'll just see how it goes. So.
I'm like 4 centimeters, not, my contractions aren't that like active. Like I'm having them, but they're not regular. Because the baby's so low. The nurse was like, if you were 10, you could push and the baby would come out. Like, it's just, the contractions, I'm glad they're not coming regularly because that means so much pain. They hurt so bad. It's weird, it's like the night and day difference from Ev. With Ev, like, I had all the dilation in the world. And she was so high up, she wouldn't come out. This baby's like so low, but
So she decided to get in the tub because she was having some contractions and they were pretty painful. So she thought she would just get in the tub and that's helping a lot. So I'm not sure what's really going on, if things are progressing or if they're not. So maybe we'll find out here shortly, but yes, I'm just trying to like hang out and help with whatever I can, so.
Okay, so this part is where things went from 0 to 60 so fast. We got admitted into a room and the plan was just to rest and sleep until the morning. I lay down and I could not sleep through the contractions. They just were so much pressure and so much, I don't know, it just felt like gravity is not working with me here. Like, it hurts so bad. So I filled up the tub and I got in there and I think I mean, I lived in there. Like, I did not want to come out. I pretty much just zoned out, breathed through the contractions. In my mind, every single time one would hit, I would just think, God made me. He designed my body like he designed this baby. I can do this. I can get through this. In my head, it was Christ's strength can rest in me. Like, I am strong enough. I was just reciting affirmation over affirmation silently in my mind, like deep breaths. Every time the water would start to get cool, I would add more hot water. John was amazing. He sat on the ball with a cool washcloth because I was so like flustered. Like, that helped so much. And so he was just like dabbing my face with this cool washcloth. It was so funny. At one point he was falling asleep and like had it over my eye and my eyebrow. And I'm like, John, you're wiping my makeup off. Like, just I'm gonna have like one half makeup and one not wake up. So he was doing that. I was laboring in the tub. And that was most of like, we didn't really know we were in labor. I honestly still in my mind was thinking, I have to wait until the morning. Like, I'm never going to survive this night. I remember telling him at one point, I feel so defeated. Like, they hurt so bad. I already want to give up. And it's not, you know, I'm only 4 centimeters. Like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to get through this. And then, you know, my mind is started thinking maybe I should just get an epidural and relax and rest and whatever. Those things started going through my head, but I had such a bad experience with my first birth with an epidural that, like, is it worth it? Like, that was so rough. So I finally was like, I decided to ask for nitrous oxide. It's like laughing gas, basically. You breathe it in. I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard people love it. It doesn't really take away the pain, but it eases your anxiety and makes you kind of not care about it. So I was like, I need to try that. So they hadn't even done my lab work because nobody thought I was actually in labor. They were all just planning to do it in the morning when the doctor got there, and we'd go from there. So they came in and said, we need to get labs to do the nitrous. So let's go ahead and draw your blood. The doctor wants to check your cervix. Let's move you to the bed so they can do that. And I was like, no, like, I don't want to get out of the bath. This is the only thing keeping me alive right now. Like, I need this water. It is everything. But reluctantly, I waited through 2 contractions and then moved to the bed. And then when they checked me, I was 7 centimeters in transition, which I should have known because I was crying. And usually you get very emotional, you want to quit, you want to give up. Like, that's that point in transition where you just don't feel like you can do it anymore. So I should have known, but being in the moment, I was just still thinking, baby's coming tomorrow. So I think maybe 15 minutes or so went by and she checked me again, and I was 9, and she asked if I had an urge to push, and I hadn't up until that point. And right after she said that, it hit me.
Right there. Go for it. There you go. Perfect. That's right. That's right. Control, control, control. Look at that. Congratulations. Oh my God. Beautiful. Oh my God. Beautiful. Oh my God. Oh, amazing. Oh, baby, you're here. Oh, that doesn't even feel real. You're so sweet. My pleasure. Truly. Nicest experiences of the evening. I mean, everyone has a nice experience, but this was very special. Oh, no.
Nope.
I'm sorry. You don't have a name. We came up with 5 girl names already.
You saw your girl names out.
We had turkey originally because we weren't sure if it'd be here for Thanksgiving.
You had turkey.
I had turkey. She hated it.
She sounds good. She's just trying to finish clearing her airways.
From the time that I was 7 centimeters that she checked to the time the baby was born and in our arms was 35 minutes. So I went from 7 to 10 to baby out. I swear in my head it feels like it was just all in one fell swoop, but John said it might have been like two pushes, I think. As soon as I felt her coming down, I was like, that's it, like, do not stop pushing until this baby's out. And I didn't, because I knew what the prize that was at the end.
She did it. Danielle stinking crushed that. Like, I don't know if you could see.
I didn't feel like I was crushing it.
But she crushed it. She was, when we got here, she was like at 4 centimeters. You saw she labored in the pool. Got to 7, and then within like
4 hours.
what time?
When she checked me and I was 4, it was like 11.
Yeah, it was like
Not even
around
4
11,
hours.
and now it's, it was like 2:30, whatever.
She said, I'm glad I didn't send you home.
Yeah, Danielle knows her body. This girl knows her body. She sure does. Yeah, we're just really happy that everything went really well. So we'll give you some more updates later on.
I know, it's so great. I know. Alright, so we'll give it in grams, and then I'm going to tell it to Nikki, and she'll tell us pounds and ounces. We have 37.65. Got a 13 3/4 head. You got a big old head, little lady.
They told me I had to take my shirt off. I was like, easy, ladies.
Oh yeah, I got your belly button.
Oh my goodness. You're so sweet. The power just went out. What the heck? Why would the power go out? There's not a storm or nothing.
I don't know. Thank goodness they have generators.
Thank goodness that happened.
Mercury. Today's
while
the
you
last
were-
day of Mercury retrograde. Maybe it's having trouble getting back. No, yesterday was. That was weird, you guys. Like, literally. I hope it wasn't because of that blood pressure.
Danielle's blood pressure thing just popped because she didn't have it on her arm.
It wasn't on my arm,
And
but
it
she was gonna
inflated.
do it, and then didn't, and then it just popped.
And the thing
then
inflates.
Like, literally 2 seconds later, the power went
Yeah.
out.
I don't know, but that was crazy.
You guys want to come look at this smushy face real quick? We finally snoozing.
So after about 2 hours, they moved us into the postpartum room for recovery. Like I said, it was just so special and magical, but we were dead exhausted. So it was good to get settled in and to be able to kind of rest. Although it's really hard to sleep when you have something so sweet to look at. She's out. She just ate before I did the video, so she's just been snoozing away. Okay, you guys, I think I covered most of the details. Pretty sure that we covered everything. She was 8 pounds and 5 ounces, 19.5 inches, with a big old noggin, just like all the other Murrays. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed our birth video. Click on subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We are going to be taking Merryn to the doctor today for her first well visit, and then yeah, keeping you guys updated with the journey with adding another Murray girl, the sweetest little thing. And we have some footage of her sisters meeting her for the first time. We can't wait to share that to you guys. So I'm gonna get going, but I love you all. Thank you so much for all your support and kind words and prayers and everything through this whole journey. It means the world to us.